Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Even though Megan's not here, it's still our channel. It's Megan and Ashley. I wanted to make a quick video real quick. Megan's at school currently. She should be off soon, but she stays after school and does homework and she'll play with her friends. But I wanted to make a YouTube video real quick just because I still get messages about like asking what my birth story was or if I'm in a relationship or just a bunch of things. Every time Michelle uploads a video on her channel, whoever's watching it will go through all her past videos and then they'll run into my videos, the ones I was featured in. So those people that have never seen my videos will now go to my YouTube channel or my Instagram and they'll message me asking me questions. They'll send beautiful messages still, whatever it is, but I'm still getting messages about like my birth story, if I'm in a relationship, things about Megan, a bunch of stuff. So I'm here to talk about a few things. I am in a relationship. That is gonna be a whole nother video. There's a whole story behind it. Maybe he'll be in it, but I am in a relationship. So stay tuned for that video because it'll be out soon. Megan will love to be in that video just because she's happy too. So, but I do want to talk about my birth story. And I'm gonna rewind a little. My birthday, March 4th, 2012. I was pregnant. I was 14 going out and I was turning 15. I didn't have like a quinceañera. I didn't have like a big birthday party or anything. I had a baby shower. I loved my baby shower. My mom did my decorations. I had a little candy bar. My mom made like flowers, like she like decorated. It was just so cute. We did like carne asada, chicken, rice and beans, like from a place like catering, and we played games. We played the one where you have to find like the pins in a bowl of rice. We played the toilet paper game. What else did we play? We played the bottle one where the guys had to like suck water or beer or whatever out of a bottle and see who won. It was a lot of fun, and I opened presents and everything. But that was my birthday, my 15th birthday, and I don't mind at all. Like I'm happy because I got a lot, like I got a bunch of things for my daughter that actually helped out a lot. Like my mom got me a stroller, a playpen. I got a bunch of clothes for her, so that helped me a lot. So that was my 15th birthday. Fast forwarding to my due date. So my due date was supposed to be May 5th. May 1st, I went into the hospital because something was going on that I didn't have enough fluids in my, what is it called? In my uterus. There wasn't a lot of fluid. So I had to go into the hospital once a week. That's why I dropped out of high school also, because I was gonna miss a lot of school. So I tried doing homeschooling, that didn't work. I'll save that for another video so you guys could know how schooling worked and everything. But so I dropped out of high school because I was gonna miss so much school. I would have to go to the hospital twice a week. They would have to do a test, check the fluids, an ultrasound and all that. So May, I went in for just a normal checkup. That same day, I was supposed to have another baby shower, but a baby shower with my stepdad's family. So it was gonna be his family coming into town, and they were gonna order food, and it was just gonna be like a really like small little baby shower with like the family that couldn't be at the other baby shower that I had on my birthday. So everything was planned, the food was ordered, the decorations were up, like everybody was on their way, half of the people were already gonna be there. So the baby shower was supposed to start around 5 o'clock. My doctor's appointment was at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. So we get to the doctor's, they put me in, it wasn't the doctor's, I had to go into the hospital, into labor and delivery, and they had to hook me up onto the machine and do an ultrasound and all that. So we go in, and I did not expect anything that happened. So they hooked me on to, there's like these things that forgot what they're called. Mom and my stepdad were there. My little sister was at school. I looked at my mom and I was like, I was scared. Like, I was ready for this. My mom and I went to birth classes. Like, before that day, I was ready. My mom and I went to birth classes. We went we did the hospital tour. We did everything. I did my research. I didn't have a cell phone, but I had like a little like iPod thing. No, not iPod, not iPad. No, it was like a Galaxy Note tablet thing. So I had all the apps downloaded. I knew what my baby weighed. I knew what my baby was shaped. My baby liked the fruit or whatever. Like, I was ready mentally before that day. And when they said that I wasn't gonna leave without a baby, my heart dropped. Like, I started freaking out. And then from what I could remember, everything moved so fast. They put an IV in my arm. That bed that I laid in when they were checking me, I didn't leave that bed. They moved that bed to the room that I was going to be in, like my whole stay there. I wasn't dilating, so they didn't start my labor really. So the appointment was at like 2 o'clock. They didn't start my labor until 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 o'clock. Because they had to run the test, they looked at the heartbeat and stuff. I was there for a while. So so around 3 o'clock when they told me that I was not gonna leave without a baby, that's where like you gotta start up your paperwork. You gotta they had to admit me. I think that's the word. Into the hospital. They had to sign paperwork. I had to get move onto the different part of that floor, because that was the labor and delivery floor, but that was just like the testing and like kind of like the ER part, but not the ER. So they moved me to another room, had to change, had to do a lot of stuff. So it was around like 5, 6 o'clock. The reason why I don't say my labor was long, okay, so they started my labor at 6 o'clock, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. My labor was 10 hours long, but I was asleep for half of that, and I'll tell you why right now. So they moved me to the other side of the floor. I got into my room. My stepdad had to call everybody to cancel. My stepdad brought my stuff that I needed. I think my mom had left. My mom left to go get like that pillow thing where you breastfeed, go get my clothes, the Megan's clothes, my diaper bag, everything. So I was ready. Then my mom was with me. My stepsister was with me also, Brianna, and my stepdad wasn't there. I don't remember much. It was almost 8 years ago, so bear with me. And so I'm in the room where I'm gonna be because you're in this room. Don't remember very well, but like I said, bear with me. So you're in this room, and then when you're getting ready to push, they take you into the operating room, and that's where you push. And then after that, when you have your baby, they take you to the recovery, and after recovery, they take you back to a room. But I remember now, that first room was not the same room that I went to after recovery. So you're in this room. And this is just like a normal hospital room. And I was in there, and I was dilated about 5 centimeters, and I was in pain. Like, every time a contraction would come, I would flip out. I was in so much pain, and it would last like 2 minutes. And then right when it went away, I was fine. I was like, oh, hi, like, I'm fine now. And then it would come back. And then I was freaking out, and then it would go away. So about 5, 6 centimeters, they gave me the epidural. Giving me ice chips, water. I had an IV in, and then the pain was getting so bad, they asked me if I wanted to get an epidural. Of course I was gonna get an epidural. I was 15 years old. I did not want to go through this pain. If this is what it felt at 5, 6 centimeters, I could just imagine what it was gonna feel at 10 centimeters. Like, So they made my mom, this is the part where kind of like it hurts me a little bit, because they made my mom step out of the room when they were gonna give me my epidural. Because I'm pregnant and I'm a mother, I'm considered an adult. Whatever. So my mom had to step out of the room, and they had to give me the epidural. If you don't know what the epidural is, it's a big old needle that goes in the part of your spine. Those two are like your lower spine. And every woman is born with this little hole in their spine where the epidural would go. If you move, it's very dangerous. You become paralyzed. The doctors know what they're doing. The I can't pronounce some words. Anesthesiologist, I think that's what it's called. If it's not, Brianna, take that away, okay? They know what they're doing. So they have to like sanitize it. They put like this paint looking stuff on it, and they put like a sticker so they know where they're going at. And they make you hold the pillow like really tight and like hunch. But they poked my back 6 times, like 5-6 times. I was moving a lot. Like, what do you expect a 15-year-old the first time your mother isn't in there? Like, do you expect them to stay still? Because I don't. Like, I would not expect a kid to stay still. First of all, I would let their mother be in there. They're not an adult, okay? They're not. Just because they did adult things does not make them an adult. It does not make them an adult, but whatever. Okay, moving on. They gave me my epidural, but they poked my back 6 times, and that's what messed up my back. They didn't put the needle fully in, like 6 times. They like halfway 6 times because I kept moving. So partly it was my fault, partly it was their fault. I was alone. I was 15. My mom wasn't in the room, and I was terrified. So they gave me my epidural, and right away I did not feel anything, like nothing. They have to put a catheter in, because you can't use the half part of your body, like the lower part. You can't know when you're going to the restroom. You don't feel contractions. Like literally your bottom half is numb, nothing. You can't walk, anything. You're paralyzed temporarily. So this is the part that I wish didn't happen. Let me see if it's still recording. It's still recording. Okay, look at her making YouTube videos. Okay, so they gave me my epidural, lay down, they put the catheter in, didn't feel anything. I started itching, like I was just itching, like just normally, like just normal itching, like whatever. Then everywhere, by the way, I would itch my head, I would itch my nose, I would itch my butt cheek, my thighs, everything. Even though I couldn't feel anything, it was still itchy. So I would start itching, but then like the itching like increased. It was so bad. I would itch, and then it felt like so I would itch, and then right after I stopped itching, that part where I itched was burning. Like it hurt so bad. And so then I would itch again, and it would burn, and it just would not go away. Turns out I was allergic to epidural. Yeah, okay. They gave me a shot of Benadryl, and it would not go away. It would not. I was in so much, like, it was just so irritated. Like, I'm already in labor, and like I'm supposed to relax and stuff. Like, this is my time. When they give you the epidural, it's like the time where you should sleep because you don't feel anything, and then you wake up and you're ready to like push. But no, I was allergic and I was itching everywhere. So they gave me 1 shot of Benadryl, didn't work. They gave me another shot of Benadryl, it worked. I knocked out. So let's talk about the time, where this time was. So if around 5-6 o'clock, they induced me, right, the start of my labor. So I went into the rewind, right? I went in to get a checkup. They ended up telling me about 2 o'clock. They ended up telling me that I'm not leaving with the baby. So, but they didn't tell me that until 3 o'clock, 3:30. So 4 o'clock came, that's when they told me that I'm not leaving with the baby. So 5 o'clock, 4 to 5 is where like the paperwork got filled out. They moved me and everything. 6 o'clock I was in my room, right? 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's when they induced my labor because I wasn't dilating. So remember where they said that they checked me and I was only 1 to 2 centimeters? You got to get to 10 centimeters. So they hurried up my process and they induced me, and that was around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then around 7, 8 o'clock, almost 9, that's when they gave me the epidural. So it's 9 o'clock, let's say 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9. They gave me the epidural. Then I was allergic to the epidural, so they gave me a shot of Benadryl around 9:30, 10 o'clock. They waited an hour, wasn't working. Around 11 o'clock, they gave me another shot, and I knocked out. Didn't feel a thing. I knocked out. So then they started waking me up around, so it was 11. 9:30, 10 o'clock, they gave me the second Benadryl, and then around 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 o'clock they started waking me up. Yeah, 4 o'clock, 5. Okay, 4, 5, okay, yeah. Okay, remember everything, sorry. Okay, they woke me up around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Yeah, 3:30. They started like getting me ready, like it took me a while. I was knocked out, 2 shots of Epidural out. So they started waking me up, like letting me know, hey, you're already getting dilated. You're already 10 centimeters dilated. Like you're getting ready to push. The contractions are getting heavy, but because of the epidural, I can't feel it. I don't know anything because I can't feel anything. So they look on the machine. There's like a machine with like a little needle, and it shows you how big the contractions are. So the contractions are really big, but I can't feel them. So they're trying to wake me up and let me know, like, hey, get ready. We gotta get you ready. We gotta get you into the operating room because you're gonna start getting ready to push. So they're doing that. They're getting me ready. They're getting the operating room ready, and then they'll get me in there when everything's all set up. So they get me in there, and they're like they put like towels on you, and they put your legs up. They put like they put towels on you, and they put like not paper, but like kind of like paper around your legs, and they put your legs up, and there's doctors. And then before I went into the operating room, it was my sister and my stepsister and my mom in there with me. And then when I moved into the operating room, it was my mom and my aunt, my step aunt on my stepdad's side, still my aunt, whatever. She was in there with me. So this is about almost 5 o'clock, like all of this happened. There's a lot that goes on. I don't remember much, but it was around 5 o'clock, and can't feel anything yet, but they will tell me when to push because they're looking at the paper that is telling me when I'm getting a contraction. I still have those things on it. They read, oh, that's what it does. Okay, got it. One of them like records the heartbeat of the baby, and the other one records the contractions. Don't quote me, I'm not sure, but I think so they're looking at me, they're looking at that paper, and they're telling me when to push, and they're telling me, and then but I start getting the urge to push. It's kinda, if you get grossed out by things, fast forward, okay, don't listen. It's kind of like you need to poop, and you get the urge to poop. So when you get that urge, you start wanting to push. And all I could remember is just like every minute I wanted to push so bad. And even though the story is really long, right here, long story short, I pushed for 15 minutes and Megan was born. And they put Megan on top of me. I have a picture. Oh, I'm gonna find that picture, and maybe Brianna, the person that edits my videos, insert this picture right here, because it's I look so bad, but I want you guys to see all of it. I want to be so real with you guys, and I want you to see what I look like and everything. So I'm gonna look for that picture, and hopefully Brianna can insert it. And if you see it, there you go. That was literally after I gave birth to Megan. So you give birth. Once you give birth, they like put her on top. They cut the umbilical cord real quick. What I could remember, so I was laying down and I had my legs up, and the doctor's right like in front of me, but I could remember like the wall was kind of like slanted, and there was a mirror. So if I wanted to, I could look in that mirror and see everything that's going on. I didn't look one bit. I did not want to. It was just anyways, it's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. It really is, but I did not want to look just by choice. So they put Megan here. My mom cut the umbilical cord, and after they cut the umbilical cord, they clip it, and they take Megan to the room. I mean, not the room, the little bed over there. They weigh her, they clean her up a little bit, they wrap her up. Megan pooped right when she was born. Like right when they put her on top of me, she had like poop all over me. So they had to clean her up. They cleaned me up, but there was a towel so they could move the towel. I didn't get on the gown or anything. So they cleaned her up and everything. Then after you give birth, they cut the umbilical cord, you have to take out the placenta, which is the part in your uterus that supplies all the nutrients to Megan, the baby. Now, I didn't know this, but now mothers will put their placentas into like little capsules and drink it, and I honestly like that. Like, you can't taste it obviously, but I would love to do that. Now if I ever have a baby, I'll end up doing that, but I wish I knew that before. I wish I was. No, I'm gonna just stop. I'm not gonna say I wish. So after that, they take out the placenta. That kind of hurt, honestly, and I felt that really hurt. That really hurt. I remember the pain of the placenta coming out. It's like cramping, but to like an extreme. Still recording. Awesome, just making sure. You stay at the hospital for about 2 days if there were no complications. Thankfully, there were no complications with Megan and I, so we stayed there for 2 days. If you have a C-section, you gotta stay there longer. I don't know how many days. But the first day at the hospital, I think my dad came to see me the second day. My stepdad saw Megan that day. My mom stayed with me that day. My mom ended up leaving that first night there, and to other people it might seem that like that's kind of like messed up or anything, but truly I thought it was, in the moment I was kind of sad, but truly I think that was like one of the best things she could have done for me and Megan. The reason why she left is because she wanted me to realize things on my own and deal with that first night on my own with my daughter, and count on the nurses. Not like, of course my mom's like, I could count on my mom, but my mom wanted me to get like professional like advice and all that. So I was at the hospital by myself. Oh, it makes me sad. Hold on. Whew. Cut that. Don't put me in that. I'm not crying because she left me. It's not that. I'm not crying because my mom left me at the hospital. That's not at all what's happening right here. I'm crying. I'm getting emotional because it's just like all of that. Like other moms, older moms would have a husband or someone there, and I didn't. It wasn't like that for me, but whatever. One day, hopefully, if I ever have another baby, which I really want, it'll happen different. But I wouldn't change anything that happened with Megan. That whole day, like canceling the baby shower, having Megan, nothing, not even being allergic to the epidural, having to get Benadryl, none of that I wouldn't have changed because it was all worth it. So my mom left me. One thing I could remember from that first night at the hospital was Megan would not stop having hiccups, and I was freaking out every time. And I would call the nurses every 5 minutes, and they told me like, it's not a big deal, it's fine, just breastfeed her and you'll be fine. I forgot what the name was of the lady that came into the person that helps you like with breastfeeding and shows you like, it helps you to like your baby latch and stuff. She came in she came into the room and she helped me the next morning, like early in the morning. Megan did wonderful at breastfeeding. Megan breastfed for 6 months, and she was, I wish I went longer, but I had to going back to school, so it didn't work out, but it's okay. Megan was great. Like, it went, when I say was the best, she is the best, but when I say that she was the best newborn, like, believe me, because like she was just perfect. Like, she didn't cry. She was like, it was just the hiccups that freaked me out, but the latching was perfect, breastfeeding, like everything was amazing. And one thing I can remember, like being in the hospital, I was scared. I was so scared. But one of the nurses, I wish I knew her name and I wish I could find her and see her, whatever. But I remember one of the nurses telling me that there was a 17-year-old that had just gave birth to a baby, and she was freaking out and everything. And she told me that I was doing such a great job by myself. Like, I knew what to do and I was okay. And yeah, so stayed in the hospital by myself that first night. I think the second night, did I stay there 2 days? I feel like I didn't. I can't remember. But when we left, people came to visit, everything. when we left, I actually want to see if I can insert a video. I'm going to send you a video. We're going to try to insert it. When we left the hospital, my mom was there, and Megan was so tiny. She was 6 pounds, 7 ounces, but she was 21 inches long. So she was really long. We had to go to Target. And I had a breakdown at Target because Megan was crying. And because she was, like, I was holding her and she was crying, she could feel my emotions. Is it still recording? She could feel my emotions, so she couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop crying, so my mom took her, and she stopped crying, and that made me cry more, because why couldn't my mom help her stop crying, and I couldn't do anything as a mother? She wouldn't breastfeed or anything. That was like the day we left, because I had to go to Target. The reason why I had to go to Target, because Megan was so tiny, nothing really fit her. She had like one outfit, so went to Target, whatever, and then after Target we went home, and that was that. Like, I'll tell you more of my situation and everything in another video, maybe, about what nights were with her and everything, but I just wanted to get my birth story out there and how it was. But that's Megan's birth story, and everything that happened, I would not trade it for the world. The 15 minutes pushing, me knocking out for 5 hours because of the Benadryl, 4 hours, like, everything was just, I would not change it. We still had a baby shower. About a week after that, we had a baby shower. We got the same food. The decorations were left up. The family came, everything. We had the baby shower. We played games. I ended up falling asleep super early because having a newborn is a lot of work. And my mom, I liked the way my mom did things. My mom wasn't there 24/7 helping me out. She would help me if I needed it, but she wasn't there 24/7. My mom worked, my sister worked. I was by myself every day with Megan. So my mom let me realize and do things on my own, and I appreciate that so much, because if she didn't do that, I don't think I would know what I know today. So for the future, even like when I have another baby, if I do, I hope I do one day, but I know things that I wouldn't have known very well if she was there through every single thing. So when we did have that baby shower, I went to bed early. I went to bed at like 7 o'clock, and I breastfed Megan. My mom went and grabbed her and like stayed with her in the living room with like the family, and then brought her back when she needed to breastfeed again, which helped a lot. I remember that. But that was my birth story. If you guys have any more questions, comment them, send them to me, whatever you like. My birth story is something that I love talking about. Like, I love talking about my birth story. I love telling everybody about it. And now I have this video up, and Megan could see it. Megan's kids could see it. My grandbabies, if I have them, hopefully. But my other kids could see it. Like, everybody will know my birth story. And I'm happy that YouTube has become a thing where I have the opportunity to have these things up and then go back to them one day, and Megan could go back to them. So, yep. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, like I said, send them to me, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for the support you've all given us. And I promise you, next video, Megan will be in it. All right, thank you for watching. Bye, guys.